My name is Jabaar, and you are watching Accessibility with Jabaar. The show is about community misconceptions about disability, and we engage in conversations and discussions to benefit inclusion. On today's show, the topic is about disability in theatre, and we'll be going to the Artscape to see Unmute Dance Academy. And this shoot was taken pre COVID in 2020. So let's take a look.
I'm so happy to meet with you. So, tell us about the Unmute Dance Company. Why did you start it? I'm sure many people that are watching today, people think they have the assumption disabled people can't really start something like that.
So how Unmute was started, it was started in 2013 with a production called Unmute, which was choreographed by Andile. And it was later the same year that we then decided to form a company, a full-time company out of the production. So the entire cast that was part of the production and some of the managing members of the company, we then sat down and decided that we were going to do this on a full-time basis. And that is when Unmute was officially formed. And one of the reasons why we started Unmute was because we wanted to continue inclusive work in South Africa, in particular inclusive dance, because the dance form is not that known or established in South Africa, whereby we have artists with and without disabilities performing together. So that was one of the main reasons why we wanted to start Unmute.
Wow, it's really amazing to see people with disabilities starting companies as well. Can make as an eye opener to others also that disabled people are able to do different things and are able to do many things. Looking at your bio, you got an award for the Male and Guardian Award. You were one of the top in the top for dance in South Africa. Can you tell us more about the award?
So yes, I was nominated for one of the top 200 Male and Guardian, young people in South Africa in 2013, and it just came quite out of the blue, unexpected, and it was really about the recognition of people doing work in South Africa as a whole, and that was quite a nice experience to be acknowledged for the work that we do, yeah.
Wow, so part of that, it's allowed you to travel internationally as well. On an international scale, do people look up to disabled, or is it pitied, or are they passionate to see what you guys do? What is the comparison between South Africa and international audiences?
In terms of audience, both locally and internationally, I would say it is quite different, because here people aren't used to this way of working yet. I mean, people know about it because of Unmute and because of companies before Unmute, but it's not a norm yet. As where in Europe, I would say people are more familiar with this kind of work, and also people with disabilities, because also the infrastructure, it accommodates people with disabilities, as we in South Africa, we hardly have any access for people with disabilities, so they're hardly seen. So people don't know how to interact. As we there, you see people on buses, on trains, traveling by themselves, so that also makes quite a big difference.
I get what you're trying to say, that it's actually the people and people themselves, but you don't give up, you continue, and you're always doing development projects for the community. How does that work? Is it only focused on disabled, or is it open to mainstream youth, or what do you do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look, we're not just a performing company, we also we have a lot of educational works as well, and it's quite important that we also encourage other people to live inclusively and not just work in an environment where we have people with disabilities working in the same space. But it's also a lifestyle where we need to encourage and show people that we can live together and we can coexist together in the society. And it's not really about the disability at all. Many people with disabilities have the ability of living full, normal lives like anyone else. And I think that's what we need to encourage and make people aware of more. And through the outreach works that the company does, so we have a team of outreach facilitators that work with both special needs and mainstream schools throughout the entire year. So part of the festival, we'll also have all our outreach group performing on the 29th, also here at Artscape at 12, and it's a free event. So if anyone's interested to come and see what our young people are doing, they're more than welcome to come and watch the performance as well.
One.
So now we have another person that's also involved in the Unmute Dance Company, and his name is Temba. So Temba, what it is that you do? Tell us more.
With Unmute, I'm mostly involved in the artistic side. So since we have a festival now, so I assist with the curating of the program and putting the artistic stuff together. So in the company, I assist with producing works, finding works, and creating new productions for the company. Yeah, at Unmute, I'm a associate artistic director, which is under Mackenzie. So with the festival right now, I'm assisting with the curation. So we're putting the festival together and selecting works that are going to the festival. And then with the company Unmute, there I'm assisting I'm working as a producer, creating the choreography for the work and selling the choreography for the piece in other festivals.
Why is it that you decided to join a company with disabilities and not just a normal mainstream dance company? What is the difference between the two of you?
For me, even before the company existed, so I already knew Andile, I already knew Nadine, so we were already friends by then. So when the company closed down, Remix, which was the only inclusive dance company by that time in South Africa, so for me, I felt it was important. I felt it was important for a country not to lose that element of inclusive artwork, because if it dies, then we are all doomed. So that's when I approached Andile and Nadine and them to say, guys, yes, we don't have money, but we have brains, we have art, we have talent. Let's come together and do something. So that's how we started. We started together with Nadine, with Zain, and myself and Andile.
Wow, thank you so much for your time and being part of the interview with us on the Disability Show. So now, we spoke with the Timba and we hope that they will continue. We are going for a quick break and we'll be back after that. We are back from our ad break and we're continuing our conversation with the Unmute Dance Academy. This shoot was taken pre-COVID 2020. Let's have a look. Hi, we are back from the ad break. You are still watching Open Studio CTV, the Disability Show. We're meeting with a very famous, well-known woman. She is the CEO of Artscape, Marlene Leroux. Hi Marlene, welcome to the Disability Show. Thank you so much for being a part of the show.
And I just want to say that I love you.
Thank you. Marlene, just very shortly, I just want to ask you something part of especially the Disability Week. I've interviewed the Unmute Dance Company directors, and they've explained to us how they establish the performances, and the reason why they're doing it is to show that disabled people are able to do it. You as the CEO of Artscape, what do you think of Unmute Dance Company, and how can people become involved in the company?
Very important is that disability is not separate. Disability is mainstream. And persons with disability is part of every agenda of Artscape. It is not confined only to the week or the month of the awareness of persons with disabilities. It should be a 365 days where all ministerial, where all society members, whether it is the health, whether it's education, whether it's job creation, and now we're talking about arts, should be saying, what are we doing for persons with disabilities? Hence the fact that we as Artscape have then partnered with Unmute Dance Company, who is a professional dance company that caters for persons with disabilities, that is dancers, and persons who have not a disability, so that we can start to work together in order for us to look at the rhythm, to look at the challenges that both have, but also to say to the world out there, if you concentrate on ability, it is so important. So it's important, if you're an artist and if you think you're an artist, you can come to Artscape. You can come and say you would like to meet with the Unmute company, and we will assess whether you are already on the level of a professional arts person, or you can form part of our developmental journey with training. And then secondly, we have various programs for artists with disabilities at Artscape.
I'm meeting with Andile. He's one of the co-founders of the Unmute Dance Company, along with Nadine. Hi Andile, how are you? Hello, and welcome to the Disability Show. Thank you so much. Good to meet with you. Andile, I've already spoken to Nadine, and I thought I'd hold some questions behind to ask you. As a deaf person, how did you get involved in the Unmute Dance Company? Well, there was a company called Dance Company, and they were a disabled organization. I joined them in 2005. I was the only deaf person. They then closed down, and in 2013 we had ideas. Myself, Nadine, Timba, we were about 4 founding members. We came together, we discussed, we had a discussion, and we decided to start the Unmute Dance Company because we wanted to be something that we established, and it had to be an association. So we worked together to establish Unmute. Wow, that's amazing. So what is your role at Unmute? I know that tonight you'll be dancing in International Dance Festival, etc., but every month you do have different performances. So what is your role now at Unmute? Do you teach, or what do you do? We go into different provinces, in all the 9 provinces, in the northwest, Mpumalanga, Gauteng, in Cape Town, and we gather dancers or associations to join or work with Unmute to do dance festivals such as these. And so we will teach, we do rehearsals, practices, we help them to coordinate the choreography, we assist them with changes, with technical things, with bringing their stories to life. So also where their managers will join us, and we want to see, like I would see, to make sure that the story matches the choreography and everything works together nicely. And then my role is to explain all of that things and to assist all of that things. So tonight I'll be performing in different performances, and there will be many other also different performances, and it's the opening tonight. And this is the Disability Festival, the opening of the Disability Festival. How do you feel about tonight? Because it's quite a big night and you've rehearsed for a very long time. Do you think that it's going to be worth it, or do you think that it's just something that should be done, or something that must be done in Disability Week? Or how do you feel? Is it because you want to do it? I feel that tonight is very special because it shows that disabled people can be included. Whether you have physical disability, whether you are blind, everybody can join together. So it's very important that every year a new dance company does this concept in association with other dancers. So it's extremely special to us, and it's very important, and it's not something we take lightly, and something that we want to do every year to show that disabled people can be included. And we don't choose the same people every year, we change it up every year because we work with the whole of South Africa, and we want everyone in South Africa to see that we as Unmute, we can do it. So I'm hoping that Africa is also watching, and they also then work with us going forward, as well as government, the premiers, people in high places, or that are able to fund us as the company, they can do so. So I hope that tonight is a success for you, because I know that you do need more stakeholders and more people that are watching to especially sponsor you guys. So your involvement in disability projects, can you tell us more about that? What are you doing? In the project work that I do, we go to schools, we do a lot of outreach, we do workshops, and we also focus on developing more South African Sign Language users, because I use sign language in my choreography, and so that is also a way of teaching sign language within dance and how we can combine the two. Wow, thank you so much for your time and your interview with us, Andile, on the Disability Show. So now it's to show that our new dance company has done many things and can do many things. They're involved in many different programs, they teach dance. So please keep watching their Facebook page. We'll have a break now and we'll be back after that. We are back from our ad break, and we're continuing discussions with regards to arts and culture. So this is quite important because the community also needs to be aware of what's available, and they're currently facing a lot of barriers entering into the arts and culture field as well as sports. Today we have our VIP guest, Minister Andile Vellem. She is the Minister of Arts and Culture in the Western Cape. Welcome, Minister. Welcome to Accessibility with Jabaar.
Good morning, and thank you for having me here. And Jabaar, good to see you. Looking great.
Good, thank you. I'm happy to see you as well. Minister, just linked to arts and culture, can you tell us, maybe in brief, what has been done for the disability field in that regard?
what I can say is I must just mention that culture includes the elements that characterize a people's way of life. And that arts are a vast subdivision of culture composed of many creative endeavors and disciplines. And the arts encompass visual arts, literary arts, and the performing arts, and language fall within the ambit of culture. And on Saturday, the 17th of August 2013, the department facilitated basic South African Sign Language training at the Nolutandu School for the Deaf in Kailicha. And the training was over 8 weeks and aimed at assisting parents, guardians, and caregivers to communicate more effectively with deaf children. And then on 3rd of September 2013, an interactive South African Sign Language awareness event took place during Deaf Awareness Week in Mamre, outside Atlantis. And on the 27th of November 2014, over 60 individuals and organizations representatives attended the South African Sign Language seminar held in Cape Town. And the event was convened by the Department of Culture Affairs and Sport and the Western Cape Language Committee to consult with deaf organizations and other stakeholders about how to best serve the needs of our South African Sign Language users in the province. In 2018, a deaf awareness program was held at Delabat School for the Deaf in Worcester, organized by the department and the deaf community. And then also a total of 1,500 packets of South African Sign Language playing cards were produced for National Institute. And we distributed those playing cards to relevant stakeholders in order to promote the use of sign language in the province and to provide sign language interpretation service to the Western Cape Government Department. We have a database of sign language interpreters and sources, the very professional. You can see them when the Premier is also doing his weekly program. In 2020, the department following organizations, the Pioneer Printers, they print music sheets in Braille, which affords the blind an opportunity to read sheet music. Genadendal Great and Disability Forum, we support. They are a group of disabled persons who are trained in craft. They produce craft items which are sold and thus can generate some income from the skills acquired. The Overstand Organization for the Disabled, they are in Houston. They use abalone shells to produce craft items. And Unmute, a dance organization that teaches dance for those who are physically challenged. And then also, we've opened a mini libraries for recently. We've opened in the let me just think, Riversdale, and then we've got a list of libraries where people with can use if they want to go there. And I can produce the list to Jabaar if they want to, or I can read it. It's quite a long list. And then also we digitalized our archives services and museum services. So you can just go into our website and you don't have to go to the archive or the museum if you don't want to, or if it's difficult for you. That's just in short. Thank you so much for that one.
So the information that you've shared with us today is very valuable, and I'm sure many people watching us today will take note and also use that information and resources available to them. We will share the information online as well as after the show. We have a lot of people who have skills. Is there something that you can maybe give us a short message that you can share with today's viewers, what they can do to actually utilize their skills in arts and culture?
You can go onto our website, but what I want to say, I'm aware of the societal prejudices and wrong assumptions to and about especially the deaf and different abled persons. But our role is to put programs in place to eradicate it so that we all live in harmony together. And then the department implement programs and partnership and collaboration with organizations and institutions that focus on the deaf and disabled. And persons involved in those organizations will benefit from the partnership vehicle. And we have a call for funding each year in October, and viewers may apply for financial support. In a call for funding, we specify the criteria and requirements. And you can just look in October, we will put out the advertisement so that you can apply. And I will also let Jabaar know in advance to let you all know about this.
Thank you very much, Minister. Thank you for being involved today and sharing your expertise with us and being on Accessibility with Jabaar. For more information, we will share that with you on our notice board. Thank you very much, Minister, for joining.
Thank you so much for having me. It was nice seeing Jabaar and listening to you. Wonderful.
Thank you so much. So now we've got more information that will be listed here below. Thank you for watching Accessibility with Jabaar on CTV. Goodbye.